So I've been obviously scrolling through all my streaming services trying to find any Christmas movie I can find and watch and review, and I came across one called Love Actually, which falls right into that type of film that I'm probably not gonna like, and I went into it with low expectations, and I think that was a good thing for this film. Um, the plot seemed all right. There's this catfishing thing going on with the plot, which is semi-relevant to and semi-believable to when it comes to internet culture and online dating and stuff like that. So the plot itself was relevant, but it seemed like an extremely cheesy film that I was just gonna watch, maybe enjoy, maybe not, and just forget about. And this film, because I went into it with those expectations, really surprised me. This is actually a better film than a lot of Christmas Netflix films, especially Hallmark films, and just cheesy themed Christmas films that come out. And I'm not saying that this film is not cheesy because my God, there are some eye roll moments in this film, hardcore eye roll moments, and it does have its corniness. It does have its its Christmas the ending. Let me just say that the whole reference to the film Love Actually, which is on my list. Never seen Love Actually. Will be seeing Love Actually, and I will be reviewing Love Actually. So this is, I guess, a precursor to Love Actually, which I've never seen yet, but they reference that film a lot. Love Hard, actually, they get the title from mixing Love Actually with Die Hard, which becomes Love Hard because at the beginning of the film, what happens is this girl is looking for a guy. She's having a lot of hard time dating. A lot of people do, I guess, especially because of apps and Tinder apps and stuff like that, which should make the dating scene easier, but ironically makes it harder for many obvious reasons. But at the same time, it's you still have that irony in how it's supposed to like ease the dating market, but it just complicates the dating market. Regardless, she's searching, 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 and she lands on this guy who seems like he has a great head on his shoulders, has very interesting, very good looking, 30 years old, uh, roughly your age, and they start to voice chat and they start to have phone calls and stuff like that and really really hit it off. They're very far apart because this girl is living in LA and this guy is living in New York, and but they have a strong chemistry, a strong connection. One day he just casually says, "Oh, they're talking." She's like, "I wish I knew you." He's like, "I wish I knew you. I wish you were here for Christmas. Isn't that insane?" And then she thinks about it and she doesn't say anything, but she decides to pop in on him and fly over to New York and surprise him because she, for her job, has she has to write some kind of paper. So she has I forget what her job title is exactly, but she's basically some kind of journalist or something like that. So she has to do a study or a paper on something anyway. So she kind of kills two birds with one stone by surprising this dude in New York and possibly writing an article on dating or something like that. I kind of forget what she was writing about, but anyway, she goes down there. Uh, Risky move. Eventually she is introduced as a very bitchy character, so she obviously starts blaming everything on him, which he's not a sympathetic character either. They're both flawed. They're both doing the wrong things, but in her sense, like showing up to essentially a stranger's city, never having only having seen pictures of the guy, like regardless of who's doing it, if you're a girl meeting a guy or a guy meeting a girl, be prepared for the possibility that the person's not going to be who they claimed or shown they were, through an app. Just FYI. That's kind of a given when it comes to the modern dating world. But she goes there, and this guy is totally different. A lot of the things that he said on the app are exaggerated. Like he said, he's Asian American, which he is, but his pictures looked much more, I guess, not what you would expect one to look like or act like or like he was from a mixed family, but it just like I said, a totally different person than what was portrayed in the apps. And he claims he's very good at Photoshop. The pictures that he was showing was of his cousin, and that's how the film starts basically, or that's basically the plot point of how the film is introduced, kind of thing. A lot of Die Hard references too, not to the film but to the title, and there's a lot of argument back and forth, which I found funny because this is a big argument. Is Die Hard a Christmas film? They touched on that in the film. I laughed at that. Um, they when she gets there, there's one scene that confused me. Is she gets pissed off at the Uber driver because she calls an Uber. She goes to the window of the guy driving the Uber and she's like, "Are you kidding me? I'll just take something else." And I'm like, I didn't get that because what is she upset about? It? The Uber driver? I mean, he was eating some like chocolate bars. Was she pissed off that the car was a mess? Did she not like his face? Like I was like, what's wrong with the Uber? Like what's going on here? I'm not I'm not understanding what's going on. It's almost as if she like recognized the guy and hated the guy and didn't want to take a ride with him, but he was a stranger, so I didn't get it. They reference the fact that "Baby It's Cold Outside" is a sexist song, which I'm not going to get into politically, but that song is not sexist, okay? It's a cute freaking classic Christmas song. And I'm going to leave it at that. But this chick is heavy on the theme of the song, and she makes a comment like promoting Rohypnol since 1944. And I'm just like, that was an eye roll for me. There's a scene where at one point this girl and this guy that is not the guy that she thought he was, are doing a karaoke or a Christmas carol outside somebody's house of this of "Baby It's Cold Outside," and she refuses to sing it until the dude Josh is like, "Just trust me, I promise." And he starts singing "Baby It's Cold Outside," but changes the lyrics so it's more like woke. Um, whatever, whatever. I mean, it was clever. The lyrics he chose and the way he changed the song to not be like "girl, stay with me and spend the night," where it's more like, "Oh, go, like you're drunk, go home. Let's call it a night and leave it at that." Um, it's it's clever, but it's still freaking ridiculous and cheesy and corny and eye rolling in my opinion. So, well, as the story goes on, what happens is they, Josh and Natalie, which Natalie and Josh are these two characters, they make a deal. Josh asks Natalie if she's willing to be or pretend to be Josh's girlfriend at least until New Year's, and then after New Year's they can stage a breakup and she can go on her merry way, as long as Josh helps his cousin, the guy that she was attracted to physically on the phone, if Josh can hook them up. So if Josh can hook them up and she pretends to be Josh's girlfriend at least until New Year's, then they can split ways and go on. Obviously, if anybody has seen a romantic comedy ever, this film is about them discovering that they actually like each other and have more chemistry than they thought, and happy endings and all that. But the dude that this guy, his name is Tag, the guy that she was attracted to on the app. They obviously have no chemistry. They outside of the physicality and stuff like that. There is a funny scene at the beginning, closer to the beginning of the film, when she goes to Josh's house and finds out that Josh is not this guy. She leaves in anger. She goes to this bar, and his cousin is at this bar. They don't know each other yet, but his cousin Tag, weird name, I know, is at this bar, and she sees him there, and then she starts pounding the drinks. And another thing about this film is the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. She sings this karaoke song. She sings "I Would Do Anything for Love" by Meatloaf, and she's doing this whole dance, and then she turns around and she's allergic to kiwis, right? Her face balloons in like Will Smith style from Hitch, and she's just like she's got this like chubby marshmallow face, and she's singing this song like as if she's like the sexiest girl in the world, and the guy's like looking at her like he doesn't even know what to do because she's singing at him, at this guy named Tag, trying to be all sexy and hit on him, drunkenly pick him up kind of thing, with liquid courage, you could say. But she has this like marshmallow Michelin Man face. It was really funny. Yeah, the soundtrack I wanted to mention on that, so good. The Christmas songs are great, and the 80s songs that they throw in here, I was singing along to. I would do anything for love. Every time a song popped up, I was like, yes. I was singing to Don't You Forget About Me, the song that they used in The Breakfast Club, and I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. I just died in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I the soundtrack was good. It made me smile ear to ear. Anytime like classic songs like that pop up in films, I just start singing along immediately. So good. But yeah, I'm gonna give like this film impressed me so much that I even went from a 3 out of 5 stars to 3.5 because the cast was well acted. The morals of the story are good and relevant, and everybody they really gave their characters life, not just the two leads, but everybody else in the film too. Outside of the ending where they reference Love Actually, like I said, not that I've seen Love Actually, but they're doing the whole cue card thing with the cardboard. Uh, that was really corny, especially because you would usually see the guy trying to win the girl back and doing something like that, but this one it's reversed. It's the girl, Natalie, doing that to Josh and trying to win him back with these cards. And of course, they do another Die Hard reference with them, where he comes out in response to the cards and he does the whole yippee ki yay motherfucker thing. It was funny, and it's it's a feel good Christmas movie that works, and that's all I can ask for a Netflix Christmas film. It has to work, and it doesn't usually. That's the thing. Maybe that's why I like this film so much is because it's unique in what it delivered, and it delivered it well, better than I could ever expect it to. And yeah, it does have rewatch value. This is one that I will enjoy watching around Christmas time. And yeah, it was a blast. So I can't take anything away from this film. I recommend Love Actually, especially since it's streaming on Netflix. I mean, I would add it to your list for sure. And if you have seen Love Actually and you love Love Actually, if you love Die Hard, obviously, who doesn't love Die Hard? Yeah, Love Hard, sorry, is a recommend for me. And go check it out on Netflix. Go stream it because it is awesome. Just ignore the cheesy moments and just forget about the whole woke baby it's cold outside. Just sing the original in your head, I guess. See, I was another thing about that too. She had such a vendetta against this song that I was waiting for a backstory about it. Maybe she had a personal experience that makes her hate this song, or makes the theme of the song not work for her, and have a reason. They don't really give a reason why she's pissed off at this song. She just hates it because, you know, cancel culture. She just hates it because that's what people do in freaking 2020 and 2021 is get offended about everything. But yeah, like if they gave a reason to it, it'd be a little bit better. But regardless, as cheesy as that version that Josh sings with the new lyrics is, at least I can say it's clever, which is more than I can say for anything else involving changing lyrics to things. So at least it gets that small little point, and it's not cringe. It's not super cringe, I guess, if you can put it that way. Anyways, Love Hard. I say go check it out. I wouldn't think I wouldn't say you'd be wasting your time with it. It's not bad, so it's good. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more. Stay tuned for that. Until then, have a good one and cheers.